Okay, good morning everybody, it's Mike, and today let's take a sneak peek, a little advanced look into 2021. You know, right now, this time of year, there's lots of people trying to get into your head and into your wallet. Talk of goal setting and business plan writing. Wow. That's what we do this time of year, right? We join gyms, we write goals, we write business plans. You know my reaction to all this, right? It doesn't matter what plan you create or what goals we set. It doesn't matter. We won't achieve them. We won't. Until I first change myself and become that person. So I know you get a little sick of hearing me say that. I just hate the manipulation and gymnastics that goes along with this. My contention is, let's just pick a number this morning. Let's say that you said you wanted to sell 20 homes next year. And maybe you were emphatic about it. And you said, no, Mike, I don't just want to sell 20 homes next year. I have to. I don't have a choice for myself, for my family, for my personal situation, to live the life I want to live, to generate the income that I need to generate. It's got to be at least 20 homes next year. Now, 20 is just my X factor this morning. You plug whatever number you want into that blank. Okay? Here's my contention. That I will have to first become the person who does, in this example, 20 transactions a year. Which means you'll have to practice the behaviors that people who are already doing that business practice every day. I hope that makes sense to you, because if it doesn't, we can't move forward. If I think that I'm just going to close 20 transaction sites next year just because I said on December the 14th that I want to, then that's a special form of crazy. I'm going to have to change some of my behaviors and habits, and they're going to have to coincide with the person that actually does that amount of business. So here's what I want to do. I want to give you 4 actions to focus on before we start trying to figure out what my big why is, because here's why that's a bunch of bullshit. As if establishing my big why was the answer to keeping me motivated on a daily basis, to being consistent and focused. It's not. Folks, if it was, we would all have our own island, our own airplane, and our own yachts. We would all have everything our little hearts desired if we just knew what our big why. Well, my big why is my children. No doubt. But 60 days from now, when you're tired and grumpy and frustrated, that's not going to get you out of bed. If it was, it would have already been doing it. And some people say, well, you're BHAG. Your big, hairy, audacious goal. You've got to set goals that inspire you every day. I'm like, okay, well, we've been there and done that. Reach for the stars and land on the moon. Okay, all this stuff's a bunch of crap. If it wasn't a bunch of crap, it would already work, and it doesn't. My big why and my BHAG don't matter if I don't change me. Well, here's what we're going to do. This is better. We're going to create a picture board, and it's going to be so much fun. And we'll just have a little party when we do it, and we'll all create our own picture board, and we'll just paste up pictures of everything we want in our life. And then we'll keep it in front of us every day. And won't that just be so much fun? It might be. It's always fun to dream and to wish for things. It doesn't have anything to do with accomplishing anything. Why? Because I absolutely guarantee you that by the end of January, you won't even see that picture board anymore. It'll just be something you did last December, and oh yeah, I forgot all about that. That's in a closet somewhere. These things don't last. They're too big. It's the tiny hinges that swing the big doors. It's the behaviors that I have to change that will allow me to become that person And then accomplishing the goal won't be very hard at all. It'll just naturally happen. Why? Because I am the person. I practice the behaviors every day. Rinse and repeat. That help me become the person that can achieve any goal I want to set. So here's the 4 actions I want you to focus on. Instead of your big why, instead of your BHAG, instead of your picture board, instead of this big complicated business plan that you're going to write, instead of all that, or before all of that, may be a better way to say it. I want you to focus on these 4 things. Number 1, create a written weekly schedule for yourself and treat everything, all activities, as appointments. Every activity that you have to get done this week, show me what day and what times you're doing that. And put your personal life in there first so that you can retain balance. Balance in your life, I think it's an elusive goal that we're all chasing, but I think one of the ways that allows us to make sure that we're trying to accomplish some sense of balance, or that we're keeping our priorities in the right order, is my schedule. And if I put my personal life in there first, then I know that I'm treating it with a sense of priority. So create a written weekly schedule, number 1. Number 2, establish for 2021 a very specific target audience. Don't give me this big broad bullshit stuff of first-time home buyers or luxury. That's not defined. Defined is you could enter them into a database individually, one at a time, at least 500 people, not more than 1,000 to get started, but specific enough where you could enter them in, the people in that audience, into an Excel spreadsheet if you needed to, and you will need to. Number 3, once you have that target audience established, then what actions will you take every day to become the top of mind, credible expert with that group of people? And folks, that's called a strategy. And number 4, invest in yourself. I know there's all kinds of stock tips out there, and there's all kinds of speculation about what the real estate market's going to do in the future and what the stock market's going to do in the future. And my answer to all of that is, I don't know. That's above my pay grade. I really don't know what's going to happen in the future. And if I did, I guess I'd probably be laying on my own island right now and not sitting here talking to you. I don't know what's going to happen, and you don't either. So all of that is just speculation. But the best investment I think that you and I can make is in ourselves. Invest in yourself. So my 4 tips, and if you focus on these 4 things, you will become the person that can achieve any goal that you set for yourself. But you'll have to do these 4 things first. And it's not hot, and it's not sexy, and it's not a lot of fun. It's just good practical advice that works. Create a written weekly schedule. Treat all activities as appointments and put them in your schedule. Establish a specific target audience. Specific. Number 3, create an effective strategy. What activities will you get done every day that will allow you to become the top of mind, credible expert with that target audience? And number 4, at every opportunity, invest in yourself. Folks, until we begin to consistently complete these 4 actions, we won't be able to accomplish our goals. We'll just have goals, but we don't have the ability to achieve them. And we've been there before in the past, right? Let's don't let this year be like redundant as the past. Now, let's go out there and make it happen for ourselves today.